Welcome back to another episode of The Changing Stage on EnterTalk Media. Yes, that's right. Florentino Buenaventura, that's me. Not Florian Simmendinger. Although the names can confuse you, the truth is we're two different people. He's with Soundbrenner, I'm with EnterTalk, and we're here to talk NAMM 2020 and have a great time with my good brother here. We've known each other for a while. I think I interviewed you before you guys even launched the first one, which was the Pulse.
That's right.
And then later on, we have now the new product, which is the Core.
That's right. Looking forward to have a chat again.
Yeah, I want to sell your product right now. So these are the coolest tools ever. The first one is a tactile metronome. What I mean by that, you feel it instead of have to hear it. It tells you by pulse that you can sync up to all of your band members and everybody be on time, because that is a challenge for a lot of band members or a lot of bands. And then the second one is the new one, which is, it basically is something similar, but it has so many other features. You got a watch, you got a tuner, and it comes apart. Which this is the twisty one? Ooh.
That's the twisty one?
The twisty one. I could twist it off, so. So with that said, thank you very much, Florian, for being on the show, The Changing Stage, and for coming to NAMM. And this is all about the big picture, guys. This is all about changing this music industry or growing this music industry in such a positive way. And I have Florian on here because A, innovative products, and B, you guys have one of the biggest, if not the biggest, crowdsourcing campaigns ever for a music gear product. So congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
So Florian, I'm going to jump right into it, man. You started off in an industry that is not known for being exceptionally lucrative, at least the gear market. You came up with something that's completely revolutionary. When you came out with this, what was your thoughts about the music industry and why did you come up with this product?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, when we started out, we basically just graduated from university. We were two German students just graduating from university.
Love it.
So we didn't really think of, what's the music industry, where can we make the most money. We were really just all about the product. We were both musicians, we were both...
You play guitar, right?
I play piano. My co-founder is a drummer.
Okay.
So we kind of have the classical and the contemporary world, a brain in each world, but we were also really passionate about design and technology, and we felt like no one really focuses on building better tools for instrumentalists. Yeah. There's so much innovation in instruments themselves, there's so much innovation in electronic music, but so many people in the world play instruments, and they need tools and accessories, and there has been so much change through the smartphone and through new design thinking, and no one's doing that. And so we thought, okay, who are we? We are just two students, but we are really, really excited to give this a shot. Probably it's not gonna work, probably we'll never ship anything, but we just couldn't stop thinking about it. We were obsessed, so we tried. We moved all around the world from Berlin to Hong Kong to make this dream a reality. And now we have offices today in Berlin and Hong Kong. I personally actually live in Hong Kong, and I flew all the way here to NAMM now to show off the fruits of our labor after 5 years of work. And yeah, I mean, you start out with a blank slate, but now being in the industry for half a decade, of course, I've picked up a lot and I have a lot of thoughts on
So yeah, we first met each other at NAMM when you guys were just prototyping the first one. And we got a chance to sit down and talk then. We've had you on last year as well. 5 years, man, things have changed so much. What's your opinion of the current state of the music industry now, and my channel, and working with players like J.R. Robinson and other icons in the business? What are your thoughts about where we're at this moment in the music industry?
Yeah, I think things are starting to transition to more modern tools. So it's kind of a transition phase where...
You find the tools are helping to empower more players?
Yeah. I mean, that's always the dream, right? There are so many people who wish they could play music, but then practice is so hard, learning music is so hard. So there's been various statistics that out of 10 people who start picking up an instrument, 9 give up. And that's terrible, right?
Yeah.
And so our mission is kind of to change that, to make practice more fun, more rewarding. And even more advanced players, it's the same thing. You want to improve, you want to master your craft, right? That's kind of our tagline, and we want to help you get there. And zooming out of that and looking at the broader music industry, I think the way to achieve that is software. There's so much potential in software that still can be unlocked for people who play instruments, and that has to be done in the right way, because technology can be incredibly distracting and actually have a bad impact, but it can also simplify things and make your life easier. And this is the kind of innovation that we want to bring to musicians.
Yeah, because millennials have grown up with technology as a part of their music speak. The established players, you know, they've got 6 strings or 4 strings, a couple of drumsticks, maybe some, you know, drum heads to beat on. Adopting the understanding of using this type of technology, what have you found, or has there been a lot of pushback, or, you know, what were the challenges in that?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of both there in the industry. So some people, they are very skeptical of new things. Other people embrace new things and are really excited and welcoming. We also found, interestingly enough, it depends on the countries. For example, here in the US, people are more embracing new technologies.
Good.
In China, people are more embracing new technologies. In Germany, where I'm from, people are a little bit more conservative.
Really?
Yeah, it takes
because their engineering is like pinnacle there. That's so funny.
Yeah, people are more, you know, they're like, let's wait a couple of years and see if this becomes a thing, and then, you know, I'll check it out. But of course, you know, even in Europe, we are gaining foothold with our innovations as well, because you know, if it's better, then it will succeed, and, you know, it's not like we live in the 19th century in Germany. people go with the times there too. And so, yeah, I think what we're trying to bring is kind of more this spirit from Silicon Valley, from the tech startup world, you know, the place where Facebook and thousands of startups are coming from. That's where we're trying to learn and draw our inspiration, and then apply that to the music world.
Very cool. So, why'd you go to Hong Kong? It wasn't really part of the questioning, but I'm just curious, what made you move there?
Yeah, good question. So actually, when we started developing our device, our watch, of course you need to prototype, you need to, for example, find the right vibration motor to test, right? And in Berlin, where I was living at the time, which is the capital of Germany, we went to every single electronic store we could find, and there was only one single motor we could get. And then we went online and we ordered another one that took like 6 weeks to arrive, and then we tinkered and soldered with our 2 vibration motors to try to come up with something, right? And then I met someone at an event who said, you guys should be going to Huaqiang Bay in Shenzhen, which is right next to Hong Kong. And we did. So then there was this old lady with a cart with wheels, and you know, you could shove it around, and she had like 130 vibration motors in that cart. It's like this huge mall. You have a floor full of batteries, you have a floor full of LEDs, you have vibration motors, whatever you want. It's just this huge ecosystem to develop products in one place, and it puts you on steroids. You're so much faster because you drive for 10 minutes to that mall and you can get whatever you need, and then the factories are right around the corner. People who have built devices that were made in the millions are all around you. And so it's just a fantastic place to make electronics. But that said, we still have an office in Germany, because we find, especially in Berlin, there are amazing music technologists specifically. So people who write our tuning algorithm, our algorithm to trigger when it's too loud to protect your hearing, our metronome, all this kind of thing we program in Berlin, and we have an engineering team there.
Very interesting. So, we've kind of talked about, my next question is, what is Soundbrenner doing to help empower the industry? Obviously, we've already touched a lot on about that. You know, can you expand on that more about, you know, because your passion was you wanted to invent something that was different, that was unique, that would inspire. What more are you guys doing to help make this industry bigger, better, stronger, faster?
Yeah, I mean, we try, of course, to collaborate with other music brands and introduce them to, let's say, the more innovative tools we bring from Silicon Valley on marketing, on content, on e-commerce, on all these topics. And we, for example, collaborate a lot with artists on new kinds of content, new formats, get the word out online, build exposure for them.
You said content. What type of content are you collaborating with them on? Are you helping them to create the music?
Not the music itself. I think the artists themselves are experts on that.
Yeah.
But for example, what we really like to do is to tell their story, and it's not necessarily just about putting a product in that. I think it's just really exciting as a musician who has ambition to become professional one day, to hear those stories, hear how hard it is. That's actually also something I can relate to as an entrepreneur, right? You need that determination, and for me that was always inspirational, and I like that Soundbrenner tells those stories and inspires people to work harder, follow their dream, and bring people from the outside into music, because it is a hard journey. But I think it's worth it. If that's your dream, and we want to help people achieve it.
Awesome. And you're right now one of the most innovative business model companies, because going back to like what I first said, the Core is one of the best selling, or I don't know if selling would be best funded products on crowdfunding. What made you go that direction versus, say, a bank or investors?
So we offered the Core for pre-order on Kickstarter and Indiegogo, and together we got 1.7 million US in pre-orders, which is super exciting for us, obviously.
That's huge.
That's a huge validation that we're working on something that people actually like, right?
Yeah.
And I think there's multiple reasons for that. I mean, first of all, what it enables us to do is to build more features, because with that amount of funding we can pay for the tooling, we can pay for our engineers, and we can build a really, really excellent product. But then also it helps us to incorporate feedback from musicians into the product. So there's a lot of ideas that came up during the campaign that actually made it into the final product.
Like what were some of those ideas?
Yeah, so for example, what we didn't expect, people also wanted a lot of the features that a regular watch has. So a timer, a stopwatch, that's one I can think of. And now just today at the booth, so many musicians talk to me as well. So it's very collaborative, especially through crowdfunding, to have that kind of feedback. And not only, right now we kind of have a baseline of features, but of course with software updates we can introduce so much more. I feel like we're just at 1% of what a wrist variable can offer for musicians.
Wrist variable, I love that. Hey there, we got another innovator over there. So Mr. Richard Smith over there from Integral, a friend of mine. That is amazing, man. So you're here, we're here. This is NAMM 2020, and you guys are showing obviously the Core. You're showing the Pulse. Are there any other products, or what's your mission here at NAMM?
I mean, for us, having just launched the Core, shipped to all those pre-order customers, and now being available for sale for the first time, our mission is, of course, to spread the word about the Soundbrenner Core. But then also, I think what's exciting to me is to connect with other hardware founders in music and kind of build a network. Like I have a lot of people that reach out to me that are just about now starting, like me back then, and connecting with them in person, giving them some advice, giving them a shout out through our email newsletter to a few 100,000 musicians. That's also something that's really cool, because we can. That's also the help I got from some of the older veterans in the music industry. So it's just very cool to there's not that many music tech entrepreneurs out there in the world, but if you are, you're probably here at NAMM, so it's cool to meet them in person.
Well, Florian, man, I'm super proud of you, because watching you take it from an idea, talking with you, bringing you on, talking about the idea, growing up to now, man, you guys are kicking ass. I said ass, yes, I did.
So we're just getting started.
Yeah, it's just, it is. And this, last piece, what excites you right now about the music industry? What do you think, what's the future?
Yeah, I think there's a change to more software. Like it used to be when I started just 5 years ago, all the companies in the music industry are kind of rooted in craftsmanship. Yeah. They make beautiful instruments, but then this understanding of, for example, mobile apps, the smartphone, Bluetooth connected devices, that hasn't really found the way to music. And now when I walk through the show floor, I see more and more manufacturers understanding that more and more. Yeah. And And I think that's great for everybody, because we can also build an ecosystem together. We can connect into that, and ultimately we can really make a difference for musicians and help people pick up the instrument more often, learn faster, be more successful, play better music, and have fun. So
perfect.
Yeah, exciting times.
Well, thank you, brother. You're very insightful. You've definitely are leading the charge, one of the young innovators in the industry, and I appreciate having you through this day of the big picture of the music industry, big picture of music gear companies. And obviously you got a home here to tell your tale anytime. Florian, thank you very much. This has been the Changing State Show on EnterTalk Media. Florian Simmendinger from Soundbrenner. We are out till the next interview. All right, thanks.